As a known Russell Westbrook hater from back in the day, I can't believe how much I've had to defend Russell Westbrook in recent years. But this is just ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. And I mean that. Russell Westbrook is not the reason that Denver aren't very good. It's a combination of everything. It's a combination of you win a title, let's let Bruce Brown leave. You lose the following year, let's let KCP leave. You know, we have the draft pick that we can use on Ryan Dunn who could help us. Let's trade for Durant Sharp. I will say, unlucky that he tore his Achilles to start Summer League. Yes, Christian Brown, Julian Strawder. All you have to do is play with Nikola Jokic and you're going to be better. And Russ has not been bad this season. And I mean that. I can't remember what game it was. Was it Timberwolves? There was a game where Russ single-handedly lost them the game. And look, that happens. This is Russell Westbrook. You take the good with the bad, especially for a minimum contract player. Like, if you are looking, there are no minimum. Like, let's not blame a minimum contract player for a team. Blame Calvin Booth for giving Jamal Murray a max. Blame Calvin Booth for giving MPJ a max. Blame Calvin Booth for never pulling the trigger on a single trade. Blame Calvin Booth for winning a championship and then never making the team better. Blame Calvin Booth for giving up all your second round picks to get off Bones Highland for Thomas Bryant, who I don't even remember if he saw the floor. Did Thomas Bryant even play in the playoffs for Denver in 2023? But like, you got rid of Bones Highland. Look, Bones Highland wasn't going to do anything. I mean that, like, I'm not saying Bones Highland was this absolutely exceptional player, but like, you traded him and a bunch of second round picks for a Thomas Bryant, who I do not remember if he even saw the floor in the finals. I actually don't remember it because you would have won without him. But you gave up all of those picks, getting rid of any flexibility for at least end of the bench depth. You've given a max contract to two of the worst players on max contracts that have max contracts, meaning you have no flexibility, whether it be in free agency or in trades. And you have surrounded Nikola Jokic with a pile of shit, and you are hoping that it works out. And you know what one of the positives was? The ability of the minimum contract Russell Westbrook this season. He has not been bad. And I mean this, he's not been bad. He is a minimum contract player, cutting up 13, 5, and 6 on 44% shooting. This has been the best season Russell Westbrook has played since he was in Washington. And has he been an all-star? No, of course not. Has he been a player that is a positive on the floor? Maybe. And I mean that maybe. But Russell Westbrook hasn't been a positive in a half a decade. Russell Westbrook is doing what he can. He is a 36-year-old minimum contract player. It's not his fault. And then apparently now it's like, oh, Michael Malone, Russell Westbrook decision didn't sit well with the players. The players basically were pissed off that Michael Malone's continue supporting Russell Westbrook, all the while Malone's choice to continue supporting Westbrook despite the frustration he was causing on and off the floor led to a loss of credibility amongst the team's key players. It was one thing when Malone handled Jokic and Jamal Murray more leniency than the rest of the group, but affording Westbrook that sort of treatment, even with his Hall of Fame credentials, wasn't received well by some. By who? MPJ? Like, I'm sorry. There is 1.5 players on that team that should have Aaron Gordon's pretty good. But like, there's one. This is Jokic and crew. Like, that's it. Westbrook only played 17 minutes. Adelman benched him after some erratic plays. Westbrook had 5 points, 3 turnovers. And look, I get it. Russell Westbrook has not been unbelievable. But it's not his fault. It is genuinely not his fault. Okay, yeah, the coach, maybe favored him. That's not Russ's fault. Like, the way everybody's talking about it, you got Nick Wright saying, Russell Westbrook, everywhere he goes, things fall apart. And I'm like, he's on a minimum contract. What are we doing? How bad are the Nuggets that they're blaming their minimum contract emergency signing? Are you joking me? Are you absolutely joking me? How freaking bad are the Nuggets roster that a minimum contract player they signed as an emergency player who may or may not have even made the rotation week 1 is getting blamed. Yes, he's had some bad games. Yes, you take him out of the game and you sit him on the bench if he's not doing anything. Okay. That's fine. He's a 36-year-old. Is he? Maybe he's older than 36, is he? No, he's 36 years old. He is 36 years old. Like, why are we scapegoating a 36-year-old? Like, obviously, look, when it comes to Russell Westbrook, you take the good with the bad. He plays out of control. He plays out of control at times. Sometimes for good, sometimes for the good of the team, sometimes for the bad of the team. But for me, I'm like, why does any of this matter? Why does any of this matter? Like, the team sucks. And none of this would matter if the team was good. If this team was good, 1, you don't have to emergency sign Russell Westbrook. 2, Jokic has somebody around him. 3, you don't give 2 max contracts to arguably the 2 worst max contract players in the entire NBA. You have literally not given Jokic another All-Star. You've not given him another All-Star. He's been on the team since 2015. He has not played with another All-Star. It's been a decade. And he's not going to play with another All-Star anytime soon because MPJ is not going to be an All-Star next year. Murray's not going to be an All-Star next year. Christian Brown's not going to be an All-Star next year. Julian Strawder's not going to be an All-Star next year. Peyton Watson. Like, this team's relying on Julian Strawder, Peyton Watson at times, and freaking Christian Brown. I'm sorry, these are late first round. Sometimes, were they all late first? I think they're all late first round picks. You're looking at late first round picks. And look, I think that Nikola Jokic worked miracles with this team. Jokic worked miracles with this team. And it is completely, like, there is absolutely no way that, like, Russell Westbrook should be a meaningful player on a good team in the year of 2025. That is just factually correct. Russell Westbrook should not be playing big minutes on a good team in the year of 2025. But the truth is, the Nuggets are not a good team. Like, if you take Nikola Jokic off the Nuggets, I don't know if they're better than the Wizards. And I mean that. You've got the best player in the world having the greatest offensive season in the history of basketball. Let's not, get it twisted. Nikola Jokic might be having one of the 5 greatest seasons in the history of the sport of basketball. And Russ is being scapegoated. Why? Because they panicked, because they lost everyone in free agency, and they didn't have any good players to put around Jokic. So you had to panic and get Russell Westbrook and hope that he can turn back the clock to when he was in his prime. And while obviously he couldn't do that, he had the best season he's had in 5 years anyway. But because he had the best season he's had in a while, the team became overly reliant on him, and other guys were being pissed off at that because Russell Westbrook is obviously extremely inconsistent. It's not Russ's fault. It's not Russ's fault. This is not Russ's fault in any way. Blame Calvin Booth. Blame the coach. Blame everyone not named Nikola Jokic. But it is not solely on Westbrook, and he's an easy scapegoat. I'm sorry, it's an easy thing to do. But, it's like blaming him for all the Clippers players getting injured and him trying to carry them on his back. It's just crazy. But anyway, I'll see you guys.